But let's put on our spiritual eyes for a second. How much have we asked God and indulged more and more and more in God?
Yes.
How much have I gone and been festive with God? How much have I just over and over and over indulged myself with the things of God? Some of us have been fasting God and indulging ourselves with chocolate and TV and soft drinks and parties and whatever. But it's not about one or the other. So don't misunderstand me. I'm not telling you can't party and be festive. That's not what I mean at all. So don't get that message. I'm not one of those preachers that tells you what you can and can't do. I hand you Jesus on a platter, and I tell you, you work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. How about that? Not up to me what you decide is right and wrong for you. That's not up to me. That's what's up to you and God. How about that? Woo, that's a long ways from where I came from. It's all right, though, isn't it? It's all right. It is life-giving. It is life-giving, not life-taking away. Life-giving, it really is. But how long has it been? I heard Joyce Meyer say last week one day, I woke up at like 5 o'clock in the morning, so I turned on the TV to see what Joyce had to say to me that day, because if I wake up at that hour, it usually means Joyce has something to tell me. And she said, you know, in the early days, I got up and I'd say, Lord, I just want more. I want more and more and more of you. And when you start receiving the blessings of God in your life, you just want more. I want to know everything there is about God. I want to know about this anointing in my life. And if I have a calling on my life, which I believe that we all do, a purpose, in other words, what was I created to be? And what was I created to do? And how am I? See, I'm not just here for myself. I'm here as a gift to the universe. Did you know you were a gift to the universe? You are a gift to the universe. And she said, I was just praying and praying, Lord, I want more of you, I want more of you, I want more of you. Give me, give me, give me, give me, give me. I just want to indulge and indulge and overindulge and overindulge, just like we would do on a Fat Tuesday. With the things of you, God, I just want everything I can get. And she said, I can take you back to the place and tell you exactly where I was when God spoke that back to me when I was praying that prayer and said, I'm not giving you anything else until you use what I already gave you. What? I'm not going to give you anything else until you use what I already gave you. She said, I was sitting there getting fat with the blessings of God and keeping them all to myself. I wasn't sharing them with anybody. I wasn't blessing anybody else with what God had given me. I was just taking it all in. She was overindulging. It was Fat Tuesday every day. She wanted everything that God had. But I want to ask us, and when she said that, that's when God started dealing with me about this sermon. That God has blessed all of us. God's given all of us gifts and talents. God's given us a blessing. And is this blessing, one of my favorite commercials is that one with Abraham Lincoln and the woman standing there asking him, because he has to be Honest Abe, and she's asking him if that dress she has on makes her look fat. And he's kind of like not wanting to say yes, but he's honest. And so he and by not answering her, she knows the answer and she storms off the screen. I want to ask you something. Are your spiritual blessings making you look fat? Maybe they're not just making you look fat. Maybe they're making you fat. Maybe they're making me fat. You say, oh, but I give out and I just really need more and more of God in my life. And I just, if I can just keep God in my life, and you just don't know what a struggle it is. It's all I can do to hang on from week to week. I hope there's nobody in here like that. I hope you are not like that. Because if you are an embarrassment to God. You know why I said that? And please don't be offended at that. But you are. Who wants, don't you, have you ever had people come in and say, I'm just so weak and they're so mealy-mouthed, my daddy would say. Just whiny. There's nothing worse than whiny. Oh my goodness. God's made us stronger than that. God has given us blessings beyond what we can even think or comprehend. Oh my goodness, the things that God has given us. And then we say, oh, but I just want more, I just want more, I just want more. And we come to church and we expect, oh, well, I want the music to feed me, it's all got to be just so. And I want the pastor to feed me, and it's all got to be just so. And I want the Rainbow Council to feed me, and they all to lead me, and they all to come into place, and they all to do what they're supposed to do. And I just want to just keep taking. Just feed me, Seymour. Feed me. Feed me, Seymour. Feed me. And you know what? After a while, Seymour gets fed, and we're all gobbled up. Now, don't get me wrong. We need to get fed. We need to get fed. We need to offer our best to God. We need it for our nourishment. We need it for our own personal growth. You know, if you set a baby in the corner and didn't feed it anything, it would die. If you sit me in the corner and not feed me anything, I'm going to die eventually. But it's not just about coming in and getting stuff and storing it up. We're not just a bunch of camels. We do need the nutrients. We do need to be nourished. We do need to be fed. But that's not all we're taking it in for, you see. Let me ask you this. Let's just say we have this wonderful meal in here this afternoon. And then we say, ooh, it's Sunday afternoon. Time for a nap. Oh, there's some people in here knows all about that Sunday afternoon now. And then get up and say, well, I'm not really that hungry because I'm still full from lunch. But I might find a little something to nibble on. And then we nibble on something else and we make it in front of the TV on the couch and nibble on something else for a while. And then it's time to go back to sleep. Now, truthfully, some of what you ate nourished your body, nurtured it, gave it the nutrients it needed to keep going, to have the strength to walk to the bed or to walk to the couch, to flip the button on the remote. Because if you didn't have the nourishment, you couldn't do that. Used to run around with, you've heard me talk about my prayer partner, Carol, and her twin brother, Daryl, who was my best friend for many years. We would go somewhere, and as soon as we'd walk out the door and get in the car to go somewhere, he'd say, well, I've got to go through a drive-through somewhere. I've got to have a little energy. I'm just pooping out. And I'm like, you just got up. I got to have something to eat. Every time he needed energy, he had to go get food. You know what? He didn't have a pause button. He just stayed on go all the time. He was just go, 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 go until he would just fall out to sleep because he was a doer. He was a doer. He was always active and busy. Well, I want to tell you something I found out. I thought this was real interesting. Let me back up a second. I missed the point. I want to tell you the point. Some of that food really went to nourish you and give you the strength that you needed and a little bit of energy. But if all you did was go sit down and watch TV or go lie down, the rest of it turned to fat. And you're going to feel heavy when you get up. And you may not today, but if you keep doing that, after a while, because I remember how many years I was in a 28 waist, and then how many years I was in a 29 waist. And then it was a much shorter time when I went to 30. And then it was an even shorter time when I went to 31. And then it was an even shorter time when I went to 32. And when I was in the store, in the dressing room, trying on the 33s, and said, "Whoa, that feels so much better. Thank you, God. I need to wear these right on out of the store." I'll just let them get the tags. I don't even want to put the other ones back on. But making that, at that moment, saying, "Wait just a minute. It wasn't long ago you were in here with the 32s feeling that way. And it wasn't long before that you were in here with the 31s feeling that way. You better do something now. You better do something now." That was an aha moment. That was an epiphany in the dressing room. This got to stop right now. I need to be uncomfortable in my 32s until I get my waistline back down to where it's supposed to be. And then after that got real comfortable, I put the 31s back on and said, "Okay, now I need to be uncomfortable in this until I can get them comfortable again." And you know what? I can always tell when I haven't been very active, when I've just made it to the bed or the couch and let my food turn from energy to fat. That's right. I can tell. My pants get snug. It's time to do something. Because I made up my mind that day in that dressing room, I will not buy a 33. I will not. That means there has to be some changes in a different area of my life. That's right. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Preaching now, Keith. Do you know you could even burn calories, though, if you sleep? You say, I thought I could burn calories sleeping. Yes, you can. Let me tell you what. This is the number of calories you'll burn by the hour if you sleep. 78 calories an hour. Well, that's not too bad. I mean, it's just sleeping. I don't even have to put any effort into that. Watching TV is a little less, 68 calories you'll burn per hour. Well, what if I read a book? Well, that's a little better. You can burn 88 calories an hour. Just talking on the phone, it's only 68. Even if you're talking to God, praying, unless you come out of a Pentecostal background like I did. You can you can rev it up a little bit, but even just praying, yes, you can figure out how many calories you burn while praying. 68 an hour. And how many of us pray an hour at the time?